So we are back. This is All Things Employment. And of course, I am Aaron Boyce with
Robin Rose Hamer,
Elia Ganda,
and Otis Ross on OneTalkNetwork.com.
And I am very, very excited to have a friend of mine, longtime friend from, oh my goodness, well, I won't say how long because, yeah, you know, she's just a fantastic person, a wonderful person. Her name is Lynn Morgan, and she is from Sacramento Employment Training Agency. Now, that's something that I know a little bit about, having been employed with them for a number of years. And what I love about Sacramento Employment Training Agency is that, you know how they say you don't get anything for free, or they say stuff like you get what you pay for. Well, SETA absolutely breaks that ridiculous myth or whatever. Okay,
that's very true.
Yeah, because with SETA you have a lot of free services, including the one-stops, including the business information centers, right? Including, you know, job leads and job information. And I gotta tell you something, I've been across the country many times. Would you believe that even though they all have something similar, we are blessed to be here in Sacramento, where it's very, very, very into our lives. And I do again thank Ms. Lynn Morgan for being here. How the heck are you doing, Ms. Morgan?
I am fantastic.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So why don't we start with telling us what is it that you do with SETA?
Well, first of all, I want to let you know that you said that you don't get something for nothing and you get what you pay for. Actually, this isn't a free service. They've already paid for this service with their tax dollars. So why not use it, right? My job at Sacramento Works is to source employers who have job opportunities and help them find the best fit to fill those positions.
So Lynn's a very popular person at parties because anybody who's looking for a job knows Lynn knows somebody who's got a job. That name was Lynn Morgan. If you wanted to ever invite her to, you know, backyard barbecues or
right,
fancy dinners.
Right, and it's all about networking, really. That's how most people get their jobs, by setting up a network. So, yeah, networking is really very helpful.
Can you write that on our board, please?
I'm happy to write that on the board because I wrote it on my paper also.
There you go.
Networking is the way most people get their jobs. Yes.
So now, you are a master networker, but you're networking not for yourself. You're networking for the people. So exactly, how does that translate into you finding jobs for the people?
Well, it's certainly about getting the word out. Everybody needs to be networking, no matter what level they're at, but especially the job seeker. And let me just tell you a story about how I found my job. I found my job by going to a Sacramento Works. I was new to the area, didn't know anyone, didn't have a network set up. So one of my neighbors, being a good networker, told me that I needed to go to a Sacramento Works Career Center. I live in Elk Grove, and the nearest career center to me was the Franklin Career Center on Franklin Boulevard. So I went there, and I was dressed for success, wearing a suit, carrying a briefcase. I was prepared. I was ready to go. I did a lot of research before I went in there. I had my resume ready to go. I had my portfolio ready to go, based upon my research. And while I was in there looking at the job boards, one of the, we call them floor workers, he came up to me and he asked me what kind of job I was looking for. And I kind of stood out because it was a hot August day. Most everybody was wearing t-shirts, flip-flops, cut-offs. I'm wearing a suit. And that caught his attention. And I made a good first impression, and it's another thing, make a good first impression, and be ready, be dressed for success. He came up to me and asked me what kind of job you're looking for, and I told him what I was looking for, and he said, wow, you'd be perfect for our employment services specialist position. there's another aha moment. Something that I learned. I would have never known to look for that job title. So he showed me the job description and went through the keywords, and I said, yes, you're right. I do match all those keywords. In fact, I have even more than what they were looking for in minimum requirements. And he gave me the directions on how to get to fill out my application, pick up the application. I did, and about 4 months later, I got the job.
Wow.
So I've been there for over 15 years now.
Well, that's amazing,
And
man.
you should know that as you was talking, you almost gave Robin back stress because she had to twist and turn, and she wrote networking, dress for success, make a good first impression, and job titles might not be what you think.
That's right.
Okay, so thank you.
So Lynn came in early and started teaching, which we appreciate. It's amazing how important it is to know those few details and how important they are to anchoring not only a job search, but also if you're looking for a promotion.
Yes.
The first thing that I want to highlight that you said, Lynn, is about the networking. Who is your network?
Everybody.
That's
It's,
the important takeaway. Your network is not just your coworkers. Your network is not just the people who live on your block. Your network is everyone that you know. People who are part of organizations that you belong to, the Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts, the PTA. It's also people at your church, also people at your local library, also the people at your grocery store and the local Starbucks.
I think that counts as, everybody.
Oh, there's a lot more in it. There's a lot more of everybody. But we won't list all those folks. But it's important that you open your mind to the possibilities that it's not just a very narrow set of people who are your network, right, Otis?
That's absolutely right. That is absolutely right. I agree 100%.
So we're also going to talk about the fact that dressing for success. Lynn walked into a Sacramento Works Career Center and she was noticed right away because she was unique. It was August and she was wearing a suit. And how you make a good first impression is one thing that we'll be talking about at the top of next hour. But I do want to talk about the fact that it's important, even though it could be uncomfortable, that you should stand out. So Lynn, tell us about why it is that you decided to wear a suit on your first day of job seeking.
well, for me, when somebody says dress for success, I came from the business world. That was my background. And I was used to wearing suits, wearing heels, wearing nylons, even though even though it's not real, that's not the fad now, going, bare legs. I still wear nylons when I'm dressing up. It's more comfortable to wear a pantsuit, but still, a lot of times, it could be that one little thing that puts you ahead of all the other candidates that you are competing against to wear a skirt. So, especially if you have nice legs, can't hurt. But no, it's really important to make a good, positive first impression because it's very difficult to overcome a bad first impression.
Absolutely. You make a good point. Elia, you were telling me the other day about a first impression, and we're going to talk about that the next hour, the So Sad It's Funny. But there are many job seeker stories about making a good, quote, first impression, and also about your appearance impacting your ability to get a job. So we'll be talking about So Sad It's Funny in the next hour.
So, what I know about you is how tirelessly you do work in your quest to find jobs. Now, there's a lot of new things going on with Sacramento Employment Training Agency, and I just wanted you to share in a limited time that we have what's going on that's new that people can really look forward to with setup. And I know where there was once, I think 11 or so career centers. One of the new things is that many of them have been turned into training centers.
Yes.
So why don't we start with that?
Because of our funding, we got a large portion of funding that has been dedicated to training. So we had 11 one-stops, which an individual can go to that one stop and they go through an assessment, talk to a job coach, and the job coach determines what is the best plan for them. You have to have a plan, you have to have a goal, you have to have something to bring to the table, so they look at your background, and then they look at where do you want to go with that, and then that determines what's our next step. Does that mean getting some training? Because if they're leaving a declining industry and the job is obsolete, then we need new training. So the things that are changing, it's really going a lot of heavy emphasis on training. So we pull the career centers or the job centers out of 6 of those sites, and now they are training sites, pretty much solely training sites. So an individual needs to go to one of those 5 remaining one-stops to talk to someone to get a referral to one of the training sites, if training is what they need to address an issue or a barrier to employment.
And that actually, Lynn, came out of an assessment by the local Workforce Investment Board, who is SETA,
Right.
In regards to the skills and qualifications level of our local workforce. We found out that we had jobs in our area that we didn't have job seekers that were qualified for. So it's important to know that these trainings are not random. It's not underwater basket weaving. They're actually targeted on our growth industries, and the growth industries in Sacramento. There are 13 that are designated. You can find those on SETA's website. Lynn, what's SETA's website?
www.seta.net is the overall website where you can go and find all kinds of information.
That's an easy one.
That is an easy one. SETA, SETA.net. Also, there is an amazing tool that SETA has been working on for years, and that's jobs.sacramentoworks.org. You'll be able to find that also on our Facebook page, but that's jobs.sacramentoworks with an S.org. And if you are a job seeker or if you are an employer, it is very important to make yourself very familiar with that website. There are thousands, ladies and gentlemen, thousands of jobs that are available at that website.
Yes.
Now, we have to invite Lynn back because clearly we're not going to get everything that we want in this short time, because I know, Lynn, you got some jobs that you brought with you, right?
I did. One of the things that I really want to stress is that both employers and job seekers need to go to this site because it has an abundance of resources. It's not just jobs. They have links to go to different sites where you can get samples of resumes for a certain career industry. You can also do your labor market research so that when you go to if you get a job offer and you're negotiating your salary, you want to know what the going salary is for that particular industry in this area. You can go outside of this area as well. But that's really important to have that information when you go to the interview so that you know whether you're going to be cheating yourself out of a starting salary or being competitive, or putting yourself out of the market by asking for too much. But one of the things that I would like to stress about going to the site for the job seeker, and this is where we see a deficiency, and this is there are 4 separate steps that an individual needs to go to complete that whole process. They need to go to the they need to go first to register, then go to the all of a sudden I'm trying to think of the resume builder.
Right. When you go to the website, there actually is a very clear system, but it talks about uploading your information. And when you go to websites, sometimes when you're uploading your resume, you're taking an existing resume and just adding it to the website. And on this jobs.sacramentoworks.org website, you're actually building a resume that is user-friendly for the employer. And this is important because of step number 3, Lynn. What's step number 3?
The background wizard, resume builder background wizard, those are the 2 really important pieces that a lot of job seekers are failing to put in. So what happens is when an employer starts searching for these individuals that match their keywords, they can search on a keywords by keywords. It shows that person's name, but that's all it shows. It doesn't show what their skills and experience is.
So let's take a pause right there, Lynn, because what I heard you say is that employers go to that website and they search for employees also.
Exactly.
So this is why it is important for you to take the time to go in and complete the background wizard and complete the resume builder, because employers go looking for you. You're leveraging your time.
They can also set up a system so that it alerts them when an employer posts a position that matches their desired industry.
Absolutely. So that's called the virtual recruiter. And that virtual recruiter is like your little minion on the web. It's looking for jobs while you're sleeping, while you're eating, while you're taking a shower. It's searching.
I've never had a minion before.
Well, now you do, Aaron. Go on the jobs.sacramentoworks.org website and get yourself a minion.
No, it's not that kind of minion.
Not that kind
Not
of
that
minion.
kind of minion. Okay.
So,
yes.
Go ahead.
Up to you.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, kind sir. I appreciate your gentlemanly behavior. Aaron, I wanted to invite you back in because I know that you asked Lynn to come as a part of your segment that's coming up, the Think About It. We're going to be talking about employers in Sacramento County. But Lynn, you also brought with you a few more tools and valuable pieces of information regarding job seeking in Sacramento. Do you want to talk about the career centers and what you have there?
Well, what I brought is some job opportunities, and these are 50 jobs or more, which I consider, wow, that's a lot of jobs. So I'm just going to name just a few. This is just a small amount. Right now, I am helping Adecco Staffing to fill positions at the Blue Diamond almond growers. This is their season, and they have over 100 positions to fill. And they are really behind right now because they just took that account over. So they keep in mind 100 positions and more. And they are recruiting right now. So they can find this job posting by going to jobs.sacramentoworks.org.
And
There's
that's
7 postings.
Really important to know that if you're looking for a job right now, and you should also know it's easier to find a job if you have a job. So if you're looking to work next week, then you should go to that jobs.sacramentoworks.org website and look for the Adecco posting for Blue Diamond. And you can search by keyword, so you'll be able to find those positions on that website. What else have you got, Lynn?
Also, this is the season for H&R Block. They too have multiple positions. Right now they're hiring for tax preparers and office managers, office leads. So you can also find their job opportunities at that site, jobs.sacramentoworks.org. And we have the Sacramento Kings are hiring for a lot of different positions, which I thought was really exciting. I met them at our Tri-County Job Fair last Friday, and they gave me a listing of several of their opportunities.
Is point guard on that list?
Not.
Oh, okay.
Aaron, they don't post for point guards on the website. You
Okay.
actually have to do more than interview for that position. You
Got
actually
it.
have to have an experience in basketball.
Okay.
J. Williams Staffing is also going to be at our center actually tomorrow, but they're also doing a lot of recruiting. And again, go to jobs.sacramentoworks.org and you can find tons of job opportunities. And just one of the other things that I wanted to mention is that we spider, I don't know if everybody understands what that term is, but we filter in all of the job opportunities from the major job boards like Monster, Career Builder, Snag Job, all of those. So you can just go to that one site. You don't have to jump from one site to the other. You can find all those job opportunities from jobs.sacramentoworks.org.
So Lynn's given us another time saver, not a time waster, by using jobs.sacramentowork.org. Instead of surfing the net wildly, you can go to one website and get lots of jobs spidered in.
By the way, speaking about spider, I didn't want to mention it, but there's one above your head right now. But stay still, and I'm sure he's friendly. Okay, so Miss Morgan, again, we gotta. She looked, made her look. So we want to have you back. Will you please come back?
Yes, of course.
Fantastic, and bring back lots of job leads. Okay.
Will do.
All right. So that was Lynn Morgan with Sacramento Employment Training Agency, and that website is www.center.net. Simple enough. I got a question for you guys. Think about it. Who is the largest employer in Sacramento County? And don't say, yeah, guys. We're going to answer it the next segment, or we're going to answer it the last segment, I should say. The largest employer in Sacramento County based upon number of employees. Or harder question, what are the top 5?
Well, Aaron, while we cogitate on your question of the day, we will take a quick break. You've got us here on All Things Employment, and you can find us at onetalknetwork.com.
Absolutely.